Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you students. This is Assistant Professor Ishani Trivedi from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, continuing with the session regarding the subject Construction Equipment and Automation. So students, previously we had been discussing about the other types of construction equipment, right? We have been discussing about the concrete batching plants till now. We also discussed about the different types of excavators, specifically with names. We discussed about the different types, right? So now, today we are going to discuss further about the lifting equipment. I repeat, today we are going to talk about the lifting equipment. Whenever we are dealing with a construction project, right? Whenever you are dealing with a construction activity, ongoing progress of a site, then it may so happen that many a times you need to provide the materials used for the construction purpose at a higher elevated story. Correct? When does this happen? Whenever you are talking about a multi-storied building. To be very specific students, whenever you are dealing with the construction of a multi-storied building, of about a tall building, or say even if you are constructing a structure that is your skyscrapers, right? So for such kind of tall structure, for high elevated structure, it may happen that you need the concrete material, the concrete mix at a elevated stage, right? Also, the formwork which you have to tie up at the construction site, then there may be other type of handling equipment, operating equipment which may be required. So for this particular use, what you are going to do? Right, for this particular purpose, for the lifting of the heavy equipment, for the lifting of the material, we have different type of equipment which are known as lifting equipment. Out of them, out of the lifting equipment, it can be cranes, it can be hoist, it can be winch, right? See, all of these things are one and the same. They are ultimately the lifting equipment. Only the construction of that particular equipment will be different, its purpose will be different, and its transportation of material will be different. Otherwise, all of these are just and just only lifting equipment. About the cranes, I think students, you know what are the cranes. You have seen for yourself in the real life as well. If I show you an image over here, then we have different types of cranes present around the ongoing construction work. Now, even in your city, right, wherever you are living right now, if a high-storied, multi-storied construction building is under progress, then you should be able to see that cranes will be present at such particular places. Right? So when you are dealing with this type of high storied construction, then we have cranes, we have hoist, we have winches, right? So out of them, for us, the most important is the cranes and the hoist. Out of which, again, the cranes, right? The tower cranes are the most important for us. You need to study that because it is the most common type of crane used all over the country, all over the world. And also, because of the advancement in the equipment, in the lifting part or process of the construction work, the cranes have gained very much popularity in the last few decades, right? Based on the advancement and various different types of cranes availability, it is used in the market very much extensively, and it has proved to be very economical as well, and it has got many advantages as well. So let us discuss about the different types of cranes first, and then we will talk about the advantage, disadvantage, and how it works. So first, what is a crane? If I want to technically define it, that what is a crane, then we can say that crane is a equipment. It is a large scale construction equipment. I can say these words. It is a large scale construction equipment which is used to hoist, meaning to lift, right? To hoist means to lift, to hoist and place loads, right? Such a simple statement. To hoist and place load, meaning to lift the load and to place the load somewhere else, right? Just like in the case of a clamshell, if you remember, that clamshell had a bucket which was vertically lifting the material and then dumping it, right? But that was for excavation purpose. Now for all general purposes, the vertical lifting equipment which we have is known as crane. So They are used for building projects, for normal building projects, and for heavy civil engineering project as well. If you are constructing an elevated water tank, if you are constructing a dam which is at a elevated height, then for all these purposes you can use the crane. If you are constructing a bridge which is right near a valley or a gorge, if you are dealing with mountainous regions, then again cranes can be used. So it is also important to know that whenever you are dealing with a crane, when you are talking about crane, its lifting capacity has to be known, right? Meaning how much amount of load it can lift, how much amount of capacity of load it can lift. Next, working range, right? Now, see students, the cranes will be of two types. You will be either having a fixed crane or you will be having a moving crane, right? So if it is the moving crane, meaning it will be mounted with the help of a truck or a tractor. Again, the mounting is going to remain the same. What happens over there is it is going to be mounted with the help of a portable moving equipment, meaning the trucks. So that moving type of crane will be mobile crane, and the one which is fixed, one which you can fix the base at the particular site, and then you can operate it from the operating cabin, which will be at its whatsoever height, and there will be access to go to the operating cabin as well. So that is your tower crane. Now students, so two things are important for us to know. One is the lifting capacity and the working range, meaning how long it can extend, what is the range, what is the diameter, what is the radius around which you can work with the particular crane which you have established, be it the mobile crane. Mobile crane can move anywhere if you want, but the tower crane you have to check the working range to select a to perform a selected task. So cranes have become very popular. I think I discussed this point already, that in the last few decades crane has become important for us because it works economically. The cost is not very much high in specific site situations, and the modern day sites also employ more than one type of crane for the particular work, meaning for any kind of construction, if you are carrying out a huge township, then for that particular site of work you can use more than one type of crane. You can use two different types of crane as well. You can use one mobile crane and one tower crane depending on the requirement, because it works very economically and you can carry the range whichever you want. So as I said, the tower cranes are most important for us because they are usually adopted worldwide, everywhere, even in our country and even in the other countries of the world, and it makes easier for us. Tower cranes are usually used when conditions make mobile crane movement impossible, right? It becomes easier for us when we are talking about a multi-storied building. So for that case, you can just raise, you can just extend the crane and use for the particular site. In such cases, tower crane becomes more efficient as compared to the mobile crane, specifically for the high-rise construction. Now students, I am going to talk about both the type of the cranes. We have two main classification. We have mobile cranes and we have tower cranes. Now I am also flashing you right in front of you the basic parts of the crane. Now see students, you are already familiar with the parts of the power shovel, right? We have discussed about clamshell, we discussed about drag line. So certain things are going to remain the same, that is the boom stick, the boom, the arm, the hydraulic cylinder, then the hoisting rope, hoisting cable. All of these things are going to remain the same, so it is easier for you to understand the various parts and to draw the cross-sectional diagram. So first let us discuss about the mobile cranes. So mobile crane is used in big construction projects for lifting heavy loads, right? Also it is used for loading and unloading of material. Now see students, if a material has come up to the site after transportation, then mobile crane can move anywhere, so it can be used for loading and unloading purpose as well. You can imagine that how it can be used. Next it says for unloading of the ships as well. Cranes can be used everywhere, right? It is you can say that it is again just like the bulldozer is a versatile equipment, tractor is a versatile equipment, crane is also a versatile equipment, right? And you can load and unload it and put the material or the goods or the ships, and you can transfer it to the trucks and you can transport it. Let us have a look at the parts. What parts do we have over here? Right, we can see that the mounting will be either wheel mounted or it will be crawler mounted. Right, we know about the mounting. Then we have the operating cabin. Then we have the main crane. We are going to call it as the boom. You know what is a boomstick, which we have discussed already in the power shovel. Then we have a hoisting cable. This hoisting cable can be loosened and it will be its length can be altered depending on the requirement. And at the bottom of the hoisting cable we have a hook, right? That hook, with the help of that hook we are going to attach the whatsoever material or bucket you want to attach. Then we have the boom hoist cable. As I said, that hoist cable and hoisting rope, all of these parts are going to remain the same. Next we talk about tower cranes. Again here, see the one which you are seeing right in front of you, it has a name. It is a fixed tower crane. But again we are giving it just a name. It is fixed mast type tower crane. It is a fixed crane. Its bottom, its base is fixed at the side. So the tower cranes are of swinging jib type. It is a name, right? It can swing around its own axis. It is a swinging jib type and mounted on high steel towers. You can mount it on the steel towers also. You can mount it on any kind of cylindrical tower and you can then operate it. Height of the tower can be 25 to 30 meter. Because we are talking about high-rise buildings over here, it is suitable for the congested area as well. That is to be understood. And the ground area required for such type of cranes is very small as compared to the mobile cranes. This is how you can also compare both of them if the comparison is asked to you. Let us have a look at the parts. Then in the part again we have the lifting hoist, we have the hook. Then here the difference which you have is a tower, right? A fixed tower or a mast type of tower is what is different than from the mobile cranes, right? You are also supposed to draw the parts and the sketches if it is asked. Next we are going to talk about the tower cranes in detail. What are the major components? I think we already saw in the previous slide as well, but let us have a detailed discussion regarding the same. I am also showing you another image over here which has even more detailed parts in it. You are supposed to remember the basic ones, but you should have the understanding. So the main components of a tower crane are: first, the support tower. The fixed tower which we talked about, it can be steel tower, it can be any kind of tower. It is a fixed one. Vertical support, that is your support tower. Second, you have the revolving cabin. Cabin will be mounted at the top, from where the working can be done. You can also see it in the cross-sectional image right in front of you that we have a cabin. It is shown in both the images, right? Then we have a boom. About boomstick we already discussed. It is the arm, it is the boom with the help of which you can swing the crane, right? There will be different angles of swing. Then you have the lifting hook. Lifting hook is provided right below the hoisting cable so that you can attach the material. Then you have the control cabin. Control cabin is for the purpose of controlling the swinging and the actions to be performed with the help of the crane. Then you have the counterweight. Because the weight of the crane will be very less, so you can see in the image, the first image which is in front of you, you can see that counterweight is provided on the either side, so that you will be able to maintain the balance of the crane whenever a heavy load is lifted. If you are lifting a load from this end, then it can deform. So for that purpose you are going to have a counterweight at the either side of the crane. Right, students? Next, what are the different types of tower cranes? Again, tower cranes are further divided. The one which you are seeing in front of you is a rotating mast type crane. Then it can be movable mast type. It can be fixed mast type. Then you have telescopic stationary crane. You have non-telescopic crane and the telescopic traveling crane. These are just the names having different operations and performances. Next, about the uses. See, uses are important. The specific uses, right? The specific purposes which we are talking about. It is used for hoisting concrete and other materials. That is done by us. Then for loading and unloading of operation and different materials, which is done by us. And to install separate elements, right? If you want to install a tower, if you want to install a foundation or a column, to install separate elements, again you can use for the precast elements. Next, student, I am going to talk about in short about is the hoist, right? We have two lifting equipment important for us. It is hoist and crane. So the next hoist are also called elevator. Hoist meaning lift, elevator. You can see right in front of you. Can you see the real image and can you see the cross-sectional diagram with the parts? Yes, we can see that. It is very easy. So it says it is useful for lifting of concrete from ground level to the higher floor. It is understood for the multi-storied buildings. It is suitable for building up to 50 stories. It can be manually operated, it can be mechanically operated, it can be pneumatically operated, right? Let us have a look at the parts of the hoist. Then we can see that the hoist, the elevator, it has the frame by which, with the help of which it will be either hydraulic, it will be mechanically operated, or it will be manually operated. In some cases, with the help of ropes and pulleys, the workers can pull it up and down. And if it is mechanically operated, then just like your elevators, it is going to work. This is your example of a hoist. Okay, students, so we are done with the lifting equipment in this session. In the next session, we'll talk about other few types of equipment. Have a good day, students. Thank you.